Look at this line almost touched so many people.
Oh, make that one out to Minnie Weber, please, Dr. King.
Thought you said your name was Sarah.
Minnie is my mother. She's been following the boycott and rooting for you something fierce.
Okay, all right.
Next in line, please.
My, it's the great Dr. King. From what I hear, New York City is giving you all you can handle.
Yes, it has certainly been an experience.
Heckler's had you hustling, my man.
It was a lively back and forth.
They said Uncle King is an Uncle Tom. You're better than me, Rev.
Well, they wouldn't be the first. I understand some folks are tired of waiting on change.
Move. I'm next to you.
Ma'am, there's a line.
Good afternoon, ma'am, but I'm still talking to this gentleman.
You are Dr. Martin Luther King, yes.
I'm sorry, ma'am. Do I know you?
No, I know you. I know you've been brainwashed by these whites. I know that's why there aren't any good jobs for us.
Ma'am, I have no idea what... Oh, my Lord.
Somebody get some help. This lady just stabbed Dr. King.
You'll be all right?
Oh, my Lord, please, don't move, Dr. King.
I ain't going nowhere.
She's crazy. You're
Somebody call an
crazy.
I
ambulance.
had to do this.
Is there a doctor in
For the
here?
good of us all. He's a dangerous man. In 1958, Martin Luther King Jr. was stabbed in the chest by a deranged woman, Isola Curry. He survived the attack, and no person was more instrumental in his recovery than family friend and mystic Howard Thurman. Day of Days is inspired by a single in-depth conversation in the Harlem hospital between King and Thurman on October 25th, 1958. Howard, love.
Yes.
Darling, where is the swish and swipe in that knife?
It doesn't even matter. No one's gonna want this food anyway.
Oh, I have not yet met a problem your chicken a la king couldn't fix. Oh, so that's the energy for tonight.
I'm not feeling so jocular, Sue. Not with the news I'm bringing our guests.
Oh. You are really feeling low. Baby, there is a room full of love out there for you.
Right.
And even if they boo, hiss, scream, and holler, the finest sous chef in all of New England still believes in you.
I don't know what's about to come out of my mouth.
Then let God come out of your mouth instead of your fear. Hmm?
Your wisdom continues to astound me.
I am only slightly annoyed that almost 30 years in and you're still surprised. Grab a ladle, Chef Howard, and let's go.
All right. Sue, dear, will you turn off the music? Open the window with somebody, please.
Oh, I think he's...
All of them. Now, I know you're used to me stoking chatter in this house. Sue and I love some life in here, but I wonder if you would indulge me tonight. Come on, circle around me. Yes. Now, some of you know I left San Francisco and came to Boston University on a promise. A vision that I was going to build a community that crossed every borderline humanity experiences, no matter your race, your neighborhood, your denomination or nation. I believe you should have a home in our Marsh Chapel, and we've made great strides in doing that. And I always thought my work here would blossom across Boston and Massachusetts and the world. I came to rethink what Christianity can be. So I presented one crackerjack of a proposal to the Board of Trustees to create that church. An ignition place for a whole network of churches committed to interracial fellowship. Invited you here tonight to celebrate it. However, it appears, friends, that I have put the proverbial cart before the horse. Instead of a celebratory toast, tonight is a bit of a sunset. The board turned down my proposal. In fact, they're returning to a more traditional service, one that does not appear to have a place for me. Maybe I can soften the blow by offering you all my famous chicken a la king.
Just remember that anger is from love. Follow me for Howard's signature dish. Let's close those windows and get the radio back on.
I got the radio. I got it.
Continued breaking news out of New York City and an attack on a civil rights leader.
Howard, I think we better hear
Dr.
this.
Martin Luther King Jr. was injured in a stabbing at a Harlem, New York bookstore this evening.
Sweet Lord.
King was signing copies of his new book chronicling the travails of his now famous Montgomery bus boycott when a mentally disturbed woman plunged a letter opener into his chest.
Goodness gracious.
King was quickly rushed to Harlem Hospital where he was immediately taken into surgery. While his condition is currently reported as stabilized, his long-term prognosis is unclear. In other news, tensions continue to flare.
I'm not sure.
Oh my goodness, I can't believe it.
Pardon me, you all, for just a moment. Need to, step out.
What a terrible Who makes any progress?
We've known that boy since he first drew breath.
First, that bombing at his house, and now this.
I should get a message to Berta.
Yes, I guess you should.
Oh, my baby, look at you.
What is it?
Just looking at confusion all over your face.
My soul's vexed, Sue.
Then you should go. Get out of here.
You won't mind?
Slide out the side door. Give God a big hello from me.
Tonight, dear and gracious God, I am under your stars. I am in your moonlight. I can feel the crisp, dying grass and wet, cool leaves under my feet. I am touching your breeze. Let me encounter you tonight, right here where I am. I am open. I am open. I am open. Go to him. Go to your friend. There's so much here left to do. The work is with him. He has doctors, but my work here is with him. Lord, my ministry, my mission is in shambles. What did you send me to Boston for? Go to your friend. It's good to hear your voice, Lord. Go to him.
Well, Dr. King, all your vitals look good. Suture from yesterday's surgery looks good.
So you're saying I'll be out of here in no time at all, right, Nurse Rose?
It has barely been a week. Sure, your energy is back, but let's remember there was a 6-inch blade in your chest, sir.
I was just telling Coretta last night how fit and fine I feel. And all about the wonder-working power of this staff. I praise God for all of you. And so I hold fast to the faith that the 3 weeks y'all are talking about me being here will be seen as unnecessary, and I will be
I'm gonna stop you right there, Reverend, before you waste a whoop and a holler on me. I don't have the power to discharge you. So there's no sense trying to convince me that you're ready to run the next Boston Marathon.
I'm told visiting hours are open.
Well, look at God. Dr. Howard Thurman in the flesh.
Well, you have a blizzard of supporters out there, Martin. And did I just pass the governor leaving here?
That you did.
Am I interrupting your work, ma'am?
I'm just finishing up, actually.
Irma, this is the renowned Dr. Howard Thurman.
Come on now.
One of Life magazine's greatest preachers of the 20th century. Started San Francisco's Church for the Fellowship of All Peoples, only place I know where people of every hue sit shoulder to shoulder every Sunday morning.
Oh, another celebrity.
No,
well,
not a celebrity. A shepherd. Irma, you must hear this man preach.
Oh, well.
Every Sunday, 400 folks lean forward to this man with these melodies in his voice and the pauses, the deliberation. I've seen a whole chapel full of black folks and white folks hanging on every syllable.
Mike does have a tendency to carry on.
Mike.
Michael is the name on his and his father's birth certificates.
Oh, so you're old friends.
Yeah.
Dr. Thurman knows all the family business.
We go a ways back.
Good. Then tell this man to stay off that phone and get his rest. I'm headed back to the nurse's station, Dr. King.
All right. Thank you, Irma.
Nice to meet you, Irma.
You too.
Bye.
Goodness, son. Just look at you.
I must look a little different than last time we got together.
Well, I say that.
But it's good to finally lay eyes on you in the flesh.
In the flesh and heart warmed to see you actually smiling after all this.
How's Boston? And Sue?
Sue sends her love, of course, and BU is still standing if that's what you're asking. And you, how you feeling? It's a little unsettling to see you here with all these tubes and wires.
They're treating me well.
Well, that's... Those chants are really something. They're really pulling for you. Are you all right?
Other than a crazy lady's blade in my heart, I'm right and righteous. So, son, we may not have seen each other for 4 years, but I carry you with me. Pop open that briefcase over there.
Huh? Let me see here. You're so literal, Martin.
Coretta knows to pack the book you wrote for every single trip I take.
Wow.
I read a passage from Jesus and the Disinherited right before half my speeches.
What? I never knew that.
Well, now you do.
I don't treasure you getting hurt, Martin. It's scary. But it does give us both a time. A pause, maybe.
Time for what?
To perhaps breathe a little and fellowship about our lives.
I owe you, Dr. Thurman.
Oh, no, you. For what?
For so many things. For treating me like a friend when I was in Boston. Like I was more than just M.L. King's son.
Well, because you were. You were also a means to a quick buck on a Sunday afternoon.
You took advantage of an innocent student.
Nobody told you to go betting on the World Series.
I thought I was in a safe territory being in your house.
No.
See, what I'm saying is, if you put Padres in as your starter, you're asking for trouble.
There's plenty of game left. We're only 4 innings in. The series is tied. Keep the faith.
Care to put some oomph behind that faith?
Some oomph.
Sure. Let's say $5 a oomph. on the Dodgers.
Part of me is gonna feel just awful taking money from a penniless doctoral student like this, but I am an educator, and you are apparently in need of a lesson.
Oh, the great Dina Chapel has jokes.
The joke, sir, is you betting against Jackie Robinson, the finest athlete, Negro or otherwise, to ever grace a diamond.
There we agree. Thanks for having me over to the house, Dr. Thurman. Been some rough days.
I take it your dissertation is giving you some fits.
Right now, I hate it.
That happens to every doctoral student I know.
I just can't get it to line up and say the things I want. Gets to the place, I don't even know if what I'm writing matters.
I've seen this before. Dissertation rolls around. You're so full of theories that you forget what brought you here in the first place.
Sure, Doc, but it's even deeper than that. There's just not enough room in this thing.
Room for what?
Coretta and I call each other every other day, talking about how this nation must erase the gulf between wealth and abject poverty.
Yes.
Now, my advisor, he wants me to stick to theories and philosophies, but I don't want that. I want to show how concrete things, money, labor, land, bodies, religion ought to be worried about that too.
Yes, absolutely. The whole man is our concern, not just his spirit.
How he makes money.
Who owns his labor.
How he lives, right now.
And not just in the hereafter.
Yes, Dr. Thurman, exactly. This tiny, tight dissertation proposal has no room for that.
Then make your own room, Mike. Like Jackie in this game. Make your own room.
And here's Jackie.
Make my own room, you said. Look at me now, right? Coretta tells me I've given something like 200 speeches this year. Secretary says I've flown 70,000 some miles.
Where would airlines be without America's ministers?
Empty and bankrupt. Oh, well, I tell you, Dr. Thurman, I've been arrested and almost had my arm broken. Spent time in jail.
That I had heard.
Of course, that made the news. But look here. You really want to see something wild?
I'm not sure. That's one hellacious scar.
Kind of looks like a cross, huh?
Oh, so you're marked as the man from Nazareth now.
Right out of Galilee. Blade was in my chest for 3 hours. Keep thinking about her. Isola Curry.
The woman that stabbed you.
They brought her into the operating room. I had the idea because they didn't know if I'd make
Your
it.
attacker was in the operating room?
Catch this. Before I could say anything, she starts hollering, "That's him! I plan to report him to my lawyers."
My God, today. Oh, man.
If I had so much as sneezed, the tip of that blade would have busted my aorta. An inch to the left. One tiny, nothing little inch. And you'd be crafting my eulogy. But you know, I realized I also saw her the night before.
Where?
The Hotel Teresa. There was a rally.
For
To get people to support folks in Little Rock. Folks were just mad, agitated
About Little Rock.
about me choosing a white bookstore for my book tour.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King.
Come to a black bookstore, Uncle King.
I can't plan all the details of everything I do.
Uncle King works with the white things.
People had signs and chants. Negro nationalists, Muslims, Malcolm X and Elijah Muhammad's people, and the rest of the crowd wanted me to be angry. But I knew I had to show up with love. Many of you hoped I would come here to bring you a message of hate against the white man because
Black men are racists.
of what has happened during my recent arrest. And I saw her in the crowd. Isola,
Why are you helping them, Martin?
screaming, surrounded by black Muslims. Black supremacy is just as bad as white supremacy.
Uncle King is an Uncle Tom.
Don't let any man make you stoop so low that you have to hate.
White folks are devils.
Have love in your hearts for those who would do you
Uncle
wrong.
King is an Uncle Tom.
And next day, there she is, finding a new home for a letter opener in my chest.
These names and this fury just tears us apart. That's the whole thing with Muhammad and Malcolm and this Isola. It's divisive. Don't they see it is our connectedness that matters?
I hear them, though. I do. I mean, change has been too long in coming.
Of course it has. I don't deny that. But walling ourselves off isn't the answer. And to attack you, we're on their side.
You preaching now. It's one thing to catch hell from whites, but from your own folks?
The very people whose tribulations you carry in your bones.
It hurts. Cuts deep.
To the marrow.
Every now and again, I wonder what would have happened if I'd gone and just been an academic. You're smart, Howard. A campus is sane. Not like this craziness in the streets.
Those chants outside, they bothering you?
No. No, I'm fine.
Well, just so you know, you can be betrayed on a campus just as easy as you can in a Harlem bookstore.
What's happening up at BU?
I've been lied to.
By who?
President Case.
What happened?
I met with him about my proposal to make the school chapel a fully independent congregation. I talked the thing to death with so many folks, so I just knew I was coming into some good news. I tell you, I was practically floating across that campus when I finally heard that Harold was ready to talk.
Howard, there's no pleasant way to say this, but the Board of Trustees turned down your proposal.
Turned it down? You couldn't at least have gotten me the chance to speak with them?
Speaking with them wouldn't have changed their minds.
Denied it on what grounds?
You've done amazing work here, Howard. But demanding an international congregation is too much change.
I thought change is what we wanted, Harold.
I know.
Marsh Chapel was created to welcome people of all races and faiths. Not create a gulf between the powerful and the disinherited.
Now, wait a minute.
You wanted vibrancy in life. I brought you young people, black people, Jewish people.
Which is wonderful.
And all I asked in return is the freedom and funding to make that happen.
My power only extends so far, Howard.
Oh, don't be naive, Harold.
Look at all the changes you have made to our order of service and the practices in Marsh Chapel. The meditation, the dancers, the theater people.
What?
You're being broadcast to homes all over New England, and I applaud that.
Do you think this has all been about having dancers in the chapel and changing a couple of prayers? Well, BU got its press and prestige for breaking a color barrier, and I got used.
That's an awful feeling. And undeserved.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hold on a moment. Let me see who this is. Hello.
Hey, Rev. How are you?
Still mending and healing.
And how's that going?
It goes. Listen, I'm glad you called back. Baird called and left a message. Seemed urgent. Do you know what that was about?
Yes. It's about the march in D.C., the Youth March for Integrated Schools.
Of course. I guess I was hoping you'd both be able to...
Listen, I know. And we wanted to, believe me, but things are moving fast with SCLC.
I see that.
And we got to get more traction with the federal government, Martin, and we have to get them back to Arkansas to finish desegregation, and it's got to cover the whole state.
Okay, when?
As soon as we can. We're still seen as a regional movement, Martin. We got to go national.
Right. No, I know.
I know it's asking too much. I know it's unfair. I didn't even want to make this call, but just imagine the power of what it would be like for you to be coming straight from the hospital. Even if we have to get a wheelchair or something.
All right. Well, let me see what I can get these doctors to agree to.
Great.
Like hell you will. No more strategizing. Not on my watch tonight.
Who's this?
Now, Irma...
Irma, nothing. The doctor told you to get some rest, and here you are on the phone being disobedient.
He'll just call back.
Then I will have your calls routed through the nurse's station.
You can't do that.
Try me. I said rest, and I meant for the entire 3 weeks that the doctor prescribed.
It would seem wise to wave the white flag, Mike.
Fine.
I'm gonna go grab some charts to check your vitals. I will be right back.
Well, damn.
My grandmother would have reminded you that a hard head makes for a soft behind, Mike.
The work has to get done, Howard.
By you right now?
Yes, I don't love it, but right now I'm the face of this movement. The federal government won't make material moves if I don't drive turnout.
Now, Martin, you are... Martin.
There's nothing, I'm fine. The rally. The bookstore.
5 years in the making.
Martin, come back.
Martin, your father and I worried about you.
Come back, Martin. Listen to my voice.
You are too sweet.
You have an inward sea. Go to it. Float on it. Breathe and listen to me. Come back, Martin. Where did you go just now?
Into the night.
You go there often?
A couple times this week, I guess, when I get stressed.
What's there?
A feeling. Dr. Thurman.
Yes, Martin.
I don't know what's happening to me, but I'm scared I'll get...
Get what?
I'm scared I am losing myself.
Thurman residence.
I think I'm going to be longer than expected.
Well, I do understand, but there's...
But what?
There's been people calling. Parishioners, people are distraught over Martin. They need your guidance, darling.
I see.
You don't sound so good. Is it Martin?
He's not well.
What happened?
Some sort of nervous condition. It's these demands being made of him. They're in the way. So this man could do so much. But this thing, this movement, it's gonna eat him alive.
So you calling me for advice?
No. I'm telling you I won't leave his side until he's fortified.
Against what?
The storm that's on the horizon.
Day of Days is written by Darren Kennedy. It was created and produced by Michael Epstein of Walking Cinema, with direction, sound design, and original music by Jonathan Mitchell. Starring Billy Eugene Jones as Howard, Jordan Mahome as Martin, and Anya Pearson as Irma. The executive producer is Will Rogers, the producer is Andrew Calloway, and Amanda Brown is the dramaturg. It was recorded at Miratone Studio in New York City by Colin Dworsky. Day of Days was made possible by a grant from the National Endowment for the Humanities to Walking Cinema, an experiential storytelling studio based in San Francisco. For a full list of credits and a special immersive companion piece to Day of Days, go to dayofdayspodcast.com.